Alrighty. Welcome back, everybody. Episode 21. Episode 21 of the Texican Podcast. We have
Cameron.
There you go. I said Cade and Cameron. We have Cameron. And we're a little... If you're binging these, you might think, why do they look like episode 18? But this is a completely different day, completely time. It's been a
19.
year.
19.
Anyways, you're right. But anyways, so we're here. Cameron, how have you been?
Doing good. How you doing?
Good. I've been doing good. Been doing pretty good. Real estate is booming a little bit, picking up, and it's been doing pretty good. I did open house today. Had a I think a lonely wife come over with their 4 children, and she was very flirtatious, very confrontational, very super close to me, to where I was like, I feel a little weird because you're the neighbor. She's like, yeah, I live literally right next door, and she was like,
she wasn't trying to be lonely though. She was trying to be your neighbor.
I guess so. I don't know if they've seen this much melatonin in a person, melanin or whatever. What's no? Okay, that's melanin. Okay, yeah. Melanin in a certain person. But I was feeling it, and that's the thing with me. I'm never gonna be the first one to start some shit. I always have to have the other person say something, because I'm not gonna be a weirdo. I hate being a fucking weirdo.
Oh, and you're also at your job. That means
that too.
You're also working.
Well, I'm talking about in general.
Okay.
I cannot fucking do that, because I'm also in a certain thing right now where it's like that, where it's like, I can't read you because you're not giving me anything, and I'm not gonna be a fucking weirdo because I hate being a fucking weirdo.
Okay.
Have you felt that? I get what you're talking about. Yeah. Like with your girl, how was it?
It was yeah, it was the exact same thing. It was like, I'm just gonna shut up and let her do the work, and then I'll follow after. Okay, yeah, exact same thing.
Exactly. Yeah. I hate fucking doing that, and I don't know. I like playing the game. I like flirting a lot. So I like playing it, but it's like, am I being delusional? Are they being delusional?
Right.
But it's fun. It's fun, and it's like a hangout. It's like a good friend. But to getting serious, I have no fucking clue. How serious do you feel with your girlfriend?
I mean, we've been together for 2.5 years, so we're pretty serious. So I mean, we on that, so we're doing good.
Moving in soon.
Hopefully, yeah, like we were talking about, maybe here in the next upcoming year, 2024, we'll see. Depending on how stuff is, and I guess it factors everything. But
how do you think it'd be like a good because I can't imagine moving in with a friend, how we'd butt heads. Do you think you're good with your girlfriend?
Oh, we fight. I mean, we damn near fist fight, to be honest with you. But I mean, I think that's just normal, bro. I don't think there's
it's supposed to be perfect.
There's just no relationship that is. And if you say there is, you're lying.
Yeah.
I mean, Jake. I mean, you and Sandra butt heads all the time. Yeah, bro. I mean, it happens. Now, sometimes it's worse than others, and some months are worse than others. But at the end of the day, if you truly love that person, you'll never leave.
But able to talk it, you have to fully talk it out, or is it just kind of you let it go?
No, for a while, dude. It took a long time to be able to
actually.
Yeah, bro, it did, and that's what was hard in ours. Was I couldn't sit down. I wanted to sit down and have a conversation on why. What was our problem? Why can't we fix it? But sometimes she wasn't like that. She's one of those, if she's mad, she's mad. Yeah. There's no give me a 2-minute break. It's give me a 2-day break.
Yeah.
So.
And then I won't speak about it. And then
and then I feel like it would almost be back to the same thing. But we had to both together learn that, hey, that's just not the right way to do stuff. We got to really work stuff out together, because there's only 2 people in the relationship, me and her. We got it together. This is a couple of things.
Yeah. And are both of y'all going with Jacob to church? Both of y'all?
Yeah. So she was actually she was going to a Christian church for a long. Well, she No, she was going to Christianity. She was Christianity. Nah. Her grandparents are full Christian.
She said Baptist.
Nah, bro. Promise. I promise. How you about to tell me where my girlfriend is?
She told me.
Well, I'm gonna let. Anyways, so I'm gonna tell you what she told. She was not Catholic. She was not into Catholicism at all. And just as every rumor is, I assume, because I was never religious at all before this, but per Jacob, I guess everybody kind of shits on Catholicism in a way, or wants to doubt it or down it, talk bad about it. But she, I told her this is what I told her. I don't know if I ever told you. The only reason I was going to go, or the only way I would go, is if she went ahead and tried it, because now Jacob's going to argue with me, but I know she went to Christian, she only went to Christian church. because her parents or her grandparents are both Christian, like heavy. I mean, since they were 15, they were together.
Yeah.
I mean, this is way back then, and they claim that that's the only reason they were together is because they found God together, which it was cool. It was a good story for them. And they're both good people, but naturally, my girlfriend, went to a Christian church, and she was scared to try this out. And I was like, fine. If you want me to go, because she really, really, really wanted me to go with Jacob. I was like, if you want me to go, you're going too. And since that first time, we've been together since. Going together, so. And we both, we don't regret it. I like it. I mean, like I said, she had a little bit more, way more experience than I did.
And then especially changing, because it is like a change type of thing.
Yeah, and like, sure, I can go out and try more, religion. I can go try to be, go to a Baptist church or go to a Christian church or go wherever I want. But, I mean, I feel like we talked about this on that one podcast, that was like the calling, and I don't regret showing up to the church that Sunday because everything that was talked about at Mass that day was exactly what we were talking about Sunday. Yeah. So I knew it was meant to be. And so far, I mean, it's definitely, again, it's a life. It literally is a life changer every day. It's something.
Yeah, no, yeah. I told Jacob a while back. I was like, I'd be willing to like open up and like look at other religions, because I mean, there has to be something like a reason to it, but it's not like to change or like to question any of it, because it kind of all leads back to the same thing of like, there is this God
for sure,
and it's like, and it's like all of them are like meant to have like morals, like they all have like the same morals of just like being a good person, like those basic things. So it's like to kind of see the other things, like I wouldn't we kind of just got like Jacob is so like into it of like changing or like spreading it right, and like I'm kind of not there yet. So it's like I'm like more willing to like hear. I think Jacob is willing able to hear, but like I'm more like I'd fully like kind of fall into it just to kind of see it, and like I'm not changing over to it, but I'm just like
you want to see the other side.
I'd do it fully, right? I'd fully commit to it just to see kind of what it is, and just,
I'm definitely interested to see why do they believe this, because I see like when we see a certain part and we agree on it and we see what we think may be the correct way or what we believe in, and then there's again hundreds of religions that see it a totally different way or a little bit different way. I would be as well curious. Just curious, why is that? What made you think that? Because everybody has their own personal significance to bring them closer to God or a different religion. Because, what made me go to, or, show up to church that one first Sunday is different from when you went to your first, service or mass or whenever. Because I was 22 years old and yours could have been when you were a kid or Jake. Everybody's is different. And
like, it makes more sense to you, because without a doubt, to me, it makes a whole lot more sense now. Like, back then, it was like a chore to do it. And like, you never had that. And you kind of never had that.
Yeah, I never did.
So it's like, you don't feel that. So you never have that, like, oh, now I changed. It's just like, oh, like, this is a new thing. And this is like, oh, if I feel pretty good about it.
This is something you want to do.
So, but for me, it's like, oh, like, it's changed. Like, it's a change perceived of how I feel about it. Because, without a doubt, it used to be a chore. Like, I don't want to go.
Nobody wants to. Yeah, we talked about this at Mass one day. Your 5-year-old doesn't want to get, or a 6-year-old doesn't want to get for church, whatever. Oh, I don't want to get up. I'm tired. I want to sleep. Or oh, I don't want to go. But as you get older, that natural calling is like, you know what? It's a good thing for you. It's something that's right. It's something you need to do.
Yeah.
And that's just, I guess, part of it. Because a kid's not going to know. Dude.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of feel odd. And I mean, Jacob like feels this a lot more because he has a kid. But like, I don't know how I truly feel. Like when that, because it's gonna happen, it's bound to happen where your kid's like, no, I don't want to go to church, and it's like, okay, do I force you for like a certain amount of time to the point where you then resent it, you know what I mean? Or is it like me where it's like I didn't fully resent it, I just like, I really don't want to go, and then I come back around, you know what I mean? Like, what is that, like pushing them enough to where it's like,
where's that like happy medium?
Well, yeah, where it's like like the reason why I'm asking you to go is not like to fucking accommodate you or whatever.
Good for you.
It's something that I truly like, and I mean, maybe it's not the same for you, but it's like I kind of want you to go, but at the same time, you'll come around if you do, type of thing.
I think what I would do with my kids is as long as you live under my roof, you go by what I believe.
Okay. Exactly, yeah.
That's fair. I mean, that's just with every rule of the household anyways.
Yeah.
I mean, and that's how I was raised. Of course, I didn't go to church. But whatever my parents said to do, I was under their household, and I couldn't sit there and say, oh, I'm running away. Like, no, dude, I'm doing what they said, So I agree with that for sure.
Yeah, it's tough because I've like to raise a kid is just so weird. I mean, we've talked about this shit before. Just like, what the fuck is like too much or not enough type of thing of like. So it's like so they just come out kind of like not stubborn but like open to hear shit, like just to be like not judging anything type of thing. Where it's like I'm not like willing enough. Like from a parent, like not to be too like strict on them to the point where they go behind your back, but not too open where they're doing like crazy stupid shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And because I feel like that's the hardest thing because everybody goes through a certain thing. Like everybody has a parent who like.
And I agree with that. I mean, I was raised and I was strict, bro. Strict. And I'd hide stuff. I'd lie.
Exactly.
As much as I could, and sometimes I go with it, sometimes I didn't. Do I regret it? Of course.
Yeah.
I'm a grown man now. I see the other side of. I'm not a parent, but I see it as an
Exactly.
adult. Like, wow, like that is not right. It's not the right way to do stuff. But can I blame myself looking down at my younger self? Like, damn,
Exactly.
You know, I don't because just the way I was raised. You know, I was raised really strict. But if you had that trust and leniency you can build with your kid. You know, and build that again happy medium. Oh, dude, I mean, it'll save a family.
But then it's like how Jacob said, like how like I wouldn't spoil my kid, and then Jacob's like, yeah, I was like that, and I'm just one the fuck.
Right.
Like, I truly don't know how the fuck I'd feel, cause
Yeah,
like
you can't tell. You don't know.
When I think about it, truly, it's like I don't know if I'd let, cause I remember like a core memory of me going to go trick or treating. I was in, I'd say like 6th grade, like still in elementary. And I'm like, would I let my fucking 6th grader elementary kid go out by himself with like a group of friends trick or treating? I'm like,
knowing
what
like
the
what
fuck?
you're doing right now, right?
Exactly. I'm like
in your
I
moment,
fucking wouldn't like what the. He's a kid, like he's a little.
I've thought about that too.
So it's like I have no idea what the fuck I'd do. Like I feel like I've no fucking.
Yeah,
clue.
and then again, as time goes on, and,
yeah,
you know, stuff changes. I mean, you can't. Now I'm just using this as an example. You can't. And at least in some places, you cannot walk around the neighborhood, or your 7-year-old kid can just not walk around the neighborhood like they used to in the 1980s. It's not. Sometimes it's just not safe. And that's just an example. Again, this world's different. I mean, some for the good, some for the bad. You know, it's parenting is definitely different than what it was back then. And how maybe we grew up because I'm 22. I'm sure you're.
I'm 21.
Yeah, I mean, we grew up.
But like even that little time has changed.
It's crazy. Yeah. I mean, within when we were in 6th grade, I mean, 10 years, a little bit more than that. I mean, it's crazy how much time has literally changed and how much the world has changed at all. I can only imagine what it's been in 10 years. I'm scared. Yeah. Somewhat.
Yeah, because I mean, like just imagine the shit you did as a child, like actually like going out and like doing shit. Yeah. Or like even like the first time you drove, like how you're like, no, I know I'm good. But it's like, I can't imagine what the fuck my parents were thinking. Like, this child is driving a car. Like,
yeah, something they created.
It's like, I don't fucking know if he can drive that car. But me, I'm like, I can drive this fucking car. Like, I don't know what the fuck is happening.
You do. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So it's like, as a parent, I'm like, fuck, I don't know. Like,
that's a really weird subject because, I mean, it's true.
Yeah, it's like everybody who has a kid, like, will go through that and like we'll think about the parent, like.
But I will say, like, once, of course, when you have a kid, you've went through all that. You know when, like, Jacob, when he has his kid, Jacob knows what it felt like to drive his first car. Yeah. If he can remember that, hopefully he does. Whenever his kid gets to that age, he can put himself in that perspective and correct or change whatever he was taught by his parent. You know what I'm saying? Like, you take that as a learning lesson later on in life. Like, okay, I know the correct way, or I know how they felt. Yeah. There's no reason to be scared because this, whatever it was.
I think I say that because like at least with my parents, like at least with my dad, like he'll like, I know he went through this exact same shit, but he'll pretend like he never fucking went.
Right. Yeah.
And like I'm the fucking,
like this is all new.
Yeah. So it's like, at least for me, it's like being able to understand and just being like, fuck, I have to let that go and just like, well, shit happens, shit's gonna happen. But yeah, that is crazy. Like,
yeah. No, it is. That's a really touchy subject too, because you can get on and on about everything.
Yeah.
That's literally every bit of life. But
just like a big ass cycle. Yeah. Yeah. That's crazy.
Because it'll happen to you. And then it'll happen to your kid, and then keep on going. But again, as time goes on, the world's constantly changing. Like I said, I can't imagine what. Because I mean, we bring up the car example. We might not even have cars.
Yeah.
And let's just say, or not the next generation, but the generation after. I mean, really.
Yeah.
So that will be new.
Yeah.
That wasn't something you could compare it to. So what are you gonna do then?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, or transportation, you can be able to teleport. Like you won't have to get in a car. It's, you know, it is scary to think about.
Well, because they
stuff.
said like, because we were like in global warming for the longest time, and then they're like, now they're like, we're past global warming. We're like at global like melting or something like that. We're fucked. So it's like, it's gonna get fucking weird as fuck, like the weather and all that shit, because we're like past the point. So it's like, what the fuck is that gonna look like? You know, with all the weather and shit, and like.
So what is that? So this is a very dumb question. What does that mean? Like, if you look it up on Google, what does global warming say? Like or global melting, or like what we're at right now? What does that mean?
I have no fucking idea, but it's like global warming. I guess was just like shit is heating up.
About in elementary.
Yeah, like shit is heating. I mean, and that's the thing. Like
as time goes on, the world's getting hotter.
It was happening for a long ass time, but they're like, we could revert it. Like if we do something within this time, which was like. Since like we were in elementary, like I remember
hearing that shit, that's when I first heard about it.
Yeah, so it's like since that time to like maybe last year, they're like within this time, if we make a change,
recycling,
we could be okay,
stuff like that.
Well, the thing is that they're saying the U.S. Army or the Air Force is the biggest contribution to like the fucking like fucking up the ozone and like emission. It's the fucking Army because of those goddamn jets.
Okay,
because they release so much like fucking propulsion
for sure,
and like a second. So that those are like the biggest ones. And I mean, yeah, planes and cars, like like yes, but it's like a mass amount of people. But these jets and shit,
there's only a few.
Those few jets are really causing a fucking big amount because of all that they're burning. So they're
I agree on that. Like I'm not on the government side.
I mean, yeah, I have fucking no clue. But when they said that, I was like, that makes fucking sense. Like
it does.
That big ass jet fucking flying like G forces and stopping. Flying. And it's like, yeah, like that would fucking be burning so much like fuel and stuff. But they're like, yeah, like at this point we're past global warming to where we can maybe fix it. We're at global. I think they said global boiling, where it's like we're
almost too far gone.
No, like we are far gone. Like there's no point. Like it's gonna happen. Yeah. And I mean, it's just fucking waiting on it.
Well, I will say, I mean, and I'll give an example because me and Jacob work on cars and stuff. We have emissions, of course, like most of every state does, you know. You go to your state inspection, your registration every year, and it has to be you got to pass it if you have a check engine light. Well, every 5 years is what I want to say. I think each manufacturer has to change certain stuff to meet requirements of exhaust emissions and stuff like that. So if you look up, I believe it was Chicago, I want to say. Chicago had, I mean, you could, if you were like from afar, like 20 miles out, like if you were to be in a suburb of Dallas and look at Dallas, if you were to look at Chicago, you would see, I mean, it looked like it was in just complete fog and clouds. And that was because back then they didn't have stuff in the exhaust, like catalytic converters, stuff like that, to refrain from releasing these toxic chemicals into the ozone or atmosphere. And again, I mean, you can look up a picture from, I saw a comparison, I can't remember what year it was, from Chicago, from, I want to say 20, 30 years ago till now. And it was, I mean, it's a big difference. Like, it's definitely improved. Yeah. But there's always improvement. Like, there's stuff like you said, the jets that are, you know, in the military that are, there's always stuff. Like, I mean, there's people that smoke cigarettes. Yeah. One cigarette, whoop you fucking do. But when everybody's smoking a pack a day, I mean, I personally don't think that's healthy. If it's not healthy for you, so why would it be released in the earth and be healthy for everybody else? You know what I'm saying? Like, there's just certain stuff that I look at, I'm like, well, there's going to be bad for a long time. I mean, it's never going to go away.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, like with that shit, like the only thing that kind of does for me, because like I think it was like 2 weeks ago, like out of the fucking blue, it just hit me like the existential crisis, like literally like the fucking like, and I told Jacob about it, and he's like no, you shouldn't even think about that shit. Like you believe in, you're Catholic, like you know what the fuck is waiting for you or whatever. But it's like, I guess this is like the non-fucking faithful like spot, like part of me who's like still like refrained, like doesn't, I don't know, see through it a little bit. Yeah, could like see through it. It's just like this is kind of it, like, you know what I mean? Like this is it type of like, and like that would freak the fuck out of me. And I like fall into that pit. And I remember like in middle school, like I fell into that pit for like a week, and like I couldn't get out of it. Like any thought was like within that, and like I couldn't. There was like I don't know, like what the fuck, like what?
Right, yeah.
But like to that point, it is like releasing to people. If it's like, well, fucking do whatever the fuck you want. Like you can do literally whatever, because it kind of doesn't like matter.
Right.
So it's like at that point, it is like, and how we said, like reacting to stuff, like using that and just reacting in a positive way of like, okay, well, that's going to make me go harder because like if somebody says no or nothing, like it doesn't really matter. I'm just going to keep going type of thing. Sure. And just like take more risk. So I think I'm feeling that a whole lot. Okay. Like recent in my life, like just fully just risking it. Like it truly doesn't fucking matter.
YOLO.
Like literally, like fully. So it's like feeling
like what's the worst that could happen, kind of thing.
Exactly.
Like
yeah.
And nothing sometimes may happen, but
I mean, especially if you're like fully religious into it, it's like fucking like there's nothing beyond like having that fear in God. Like there's truly nothing else. Like
no, there isn't. I mean, it's true, but that sometimes is enough to put that fear into someone's eyes. Like, man, maybe I shouldn't do it. Sometimes, because again, like sometimes it seeps through and gets the best of you.
Yeah.
Again, we all sin.
Yeah.
And no sin is, and like I said, in the Bible it says that no sin is more than another. So I try to think of like, no matter what I did, whether I cussed or I murdered someone. I mean, I still did wrong in his eyes, and it's still equal.
Yeah.
And that's why I really try to put myself in my shoes. Like, it's still bad. Like, I can't try to give myself a little bit of mercy to help myself in my own personal brain, you know, it's because I know it's still bad.
Yeah.
You know, personally, at least I try to, because I don't want to try to give myself an excuse.
Yeah.
You know, I really want to do right and try to better myself in the long run for sure. But yeah, you were right. I mean, it's the fear of God. That's it. That's all you. I mean, that's literally
truly it. Like that's like
that's
fully.
If you just simplify it down, that's all you should really be kind of worried about. Is it?
Yeah.
It is true.
Like fully nothing else. You could literally do whatever, like fucking whatever. Yeah, and like I'll see if I find the video and I'll put it in the podcast. Okay. It's like, have you seen on TikTok where they'll go on live and they'll like, at least there's one in Mexico where they'll go to like a graveyard and they'll start like, oh, we're gonna find the fucking whatever the fuck, and I'm pretty sure this is fake because they end up finding like a witch or something like in the far out, like walking and shit, and, and they start moving and shit. So, but this video was kind of like that, and they were like in a house or something, and they saw like a witch or like a demon or something, and the guy's freaking the fuck out. And the other guy just starts praying. Or no, the other one also. So that was that one. And then when the earthquake happened in Turkey, there was an earthquake in Turkey like maybe a year or 2 years ago. And it was at a mosque. They had the CT cameras at the mosque.
Right.
And everybody ran, but the people in the front just stayed praying, like on their fucking knees.
That's crazy.
Earthquake happening, and they just didn't react at all.
I feel like if I was them, like, I mean, the reason why I feel like they did, of course, like you said earlier, you know, fear of God is like your biggest.
Yeah.
So if it's time to go, I mean, it's time to go, right? I mean, yeah, they can run and maybe get away, but was that actually what was meant to happen? As bad as it sounds, right? I try to think about that. Don't get me wrong, I can't tell you if I would have stayed prayed. I may have ran and I may have lived.
Yeah.
But was that the right thing to do? I don't know.
No, yeah, and without a doubt, like those videos, it's like a testament of like you could fucking do it. Like there's no like something's too hard or anything.
Right.
Type of shit like that. It's like motherfucker, like during a full earthquake, with you hear the people running and shit, people screaming, and you just stay praying like nothing happened.
That's crazy. Jesus. I mean, like I said, that just shows your faith for sure. Yeah, for sure. Because I couldn't tell you right now if I could. I mean, that naturally, if you see essentially a tsunami coming at you about 30 feet tall, big old wave, and you're just gonna sit. I mean,
like, I can't even swim. Like,
that second, if their first instinct like that is sit there and pray, that just shows. I mean, that's how quick they are. Their faith is. I mean, every second of the day, that's what they're thinking.
Yeah.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah.
That's what I want to be to you know. But again, I'm not gonna lie to you. I may have ran. It's pretty fired. I mean, flaming fire out of my ass running off. So, but that's crazy.
I mean, I think it is just like kind of day by day, like kind of realizing what you do, and then just like, you know I did wrong, or like this is kind of why I did wrong, because I've been journaling, and that one helps a lot, because it's like whatever the fuck I'm feeling, it truly stays on that page, like it truly fucking gets off of me and it stays on that page. But I'll start cramping on my hands, so what I've done now is like I'll record myself.
Okay.
And it works as like
a video.
It works as like in like 10 years or some shit. I can watch it back and like the shit I was going through, like exactly. So it's also like a cool thing, but also just kind of getting it off in that way as well, of like fully like it's just off, like it's not on me anymore. You know,
just
what I mean?
releasing.
Like,
it basically confessing.
Yeah, basically type of thing. And I mean,
but that's good.
You know what I mean? And it's I think it's a good way of doing that.
Okay.
Have you ever tried that? Like journaling?
No, but like I've thought about it for sure, 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's got a tough life. I mean, there's nobody's life that's been perfect.
Yeah.
And there's days where it's harder than others.
Yeah.
For sure, you write down stuff or you want to make a video of it, dude. I'm down for that.
Yeah.
I've thought about it, but I've never really done it.
Yeah.
I've talked to people about it and try to help, and sometimes it does, and then sometimes I guess what do you expect from that? Some people don't understand.
I mean, I think it's the same thing with us of like saying like trying to like spread the faith type of thing. Where it's like you don't know how they'll get it, and it's like
exactly.
Like I feel a certain way, and like and then it's kind of the thing of it's like where what you're expecting, you'll kind of get if you would like either journal, like write it down or make a video or whatever, because it's like that's who the fuck I am. Like I'm speaking kind of to myself. Yeah. And like if I want to feel that again or like kind of hear back on where I was, like it's literally me. You know what I mean?
Yeah, literally. Yeah. Just in a video at that too. So no, that's definitely something that I can almost guarantee that's gonna be pretty cool to look at 10 years from now. I see the difference between because I bet you'll probably never forget how you felt when you make that video. Yeah. The stress, whatever it was. Stuff that, again, you said nobody knows, that you only know, and then you watch 10 years from now, you'll never forget what you felt like, and to see and compare what you are from 10 years ago from now, that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. I mean, like even with the journaling, like reading it back and just like, I remember how I felt like writing that, and it's like,
it's tough sometimes.
It's like, it's just like, it's there. Like if I want to feel that or like use that for something, like it's right there. And it stays there. It's not on me. I'm not carrying it every day and type of shit.
And there's times where, and maybe I should start doing something like that, because there's times where I like, I go back to, an upsetting state, or I'm like, or a memory of, damn, like this sucked, and I feel like that again, just like I read over it or I think about it, I'm like, man, like, this sucked. But
it's like putting it concisely, like literally, this is what the feeling is. I think is what gets it off, because it's like, I'm writing exactly what it is on this page, and it's fucking there. Like whatever I'm kind of like thinking,
sticking with the words you're writing.
It's like
it's
literally like it's defined. Like that's the definition of what I'm feeling, and it somehow just like gets off you. No, like I always feel that. I'd suggest to try that, because
it's also good to now that I think about it, like if you were to look back on it, and you get that feeling, like, dang, like this is how I felt when I read that. It also is like a reminder, hey, like, you don't want to be where you at. Let's say you're depressed. You don't want to be right there. You want to be surpassed that. And again, this was years back when you took the video or whatever. But it kind of gives you that little bit of a reminder, like, hey, you had it tough one point, and you made it out. Yeah. So it's like a motivation to keep going, because you made it farther than what you were at that point. Yeah. So that's something I might have to look into. That sounds good.
I mean, the video kind of it felt awkward, the motherfucker. Like the only reason why I kind of didn't feel too awkward is because like we do these, but like but like the writing one fully felt like normal and shit. And like it's not even, the video ones aren't even like on some spiritual shit. It's literally about a girl, because like I can't, like writing that shit down takes so long. So I'm just like, let me just fucking say it out, and it's fucking there, and I can bring it back or whatever the fuck. But it just feels better like that. But
it's easier to talk sometimes than type, because when you type, like you said, it takes forever, and then you lose that a little bit. So
or it's so tiring that I'm not gonna fully put it out. Like I'm not fully gonna write out the sentence and like how I truly feel, just because I'm tired of fucking writing and shit. But
I'll start looking into that, because I mean, not all the time, but of course there's tough times.
Yeah. And like
anything really,
like some people do it daily, but it's like some shit, like sometimes shit doesn't happen.
Sometimes you have a good day. I mean, you do. Sometimes you have a good week. So, but when those times come, I feel like it'd be a good thing to do. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely like a devotional to yourself.
Basically.
And it's for you only. Nobody else. And no matter if you're married or not, it's to you. And I feel like that kind of brings up another point I was thinking about earlier. Is like, I mean, even if you're married, I mean, you're with someone every day, all day. You do need some time to yourself. Oh, yeah. You're going to fight, and you all separate. Not separate, but at least give each other some time, like 30 minutes, an hour. Yeah. But there's times where you do need time for yourself, for your own mental health. I mean, it ain't easy, Nobody's going to be happy all the time. So.
Yeah. I think that's how I feel. Like, I think like my longest relationship was like maybe a year. And even at that, I was like, I need this gone. Like, I can't. Just because I think for that reason of just like, not making that your personality, like you're still you type of thing,
For
like,
sure.
Keeping that separate and just like, I think I just never figured that out. I think that's what that was. Okay. But yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm gonna think about that next time, Because like I said, everybody's got a tough time, so
Yeah,
that might help.
I mean, even then, like the good times, like I write down like good times. And it's just like,
so it's not just like when you're feeling like you need like something bad.
I think it's like because sometimes I just have the feeling to write. I mean, I think it is just starting it, and then like how you feel about it. Like, okay, this wasn't too tough. I don't need to write a whole 10 pages. It's like whatever comes out.
Right.
And then like kind of getting into the habit of it, like I feel like writing today, or I don't feel like writing today, regardless if it's happy or not. It's like I want to write something down, type of thing. Because I've done it like I'll do like every other day.
So you might ask, do you like date them too?
Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
Like now
cool.
I'll date them, and I'll probably like be listening to music like very low.
Kind of remind yourself of like remember that for sure day.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
That's pretty cool.
So it's a full journal. Like it's just like
literally
it's just a full journal. Just like
I'm gonna look into that because I mean it's better. It's definitely better than keeping the stuff in here because
then you're just like. It's just in you still, and it'll just pop up randomly. You know what I mean?
For sure.
And that way, get out. And that way, you got it out, and you have this space open of like, okay, I realized what happened there. Mm-hmm. I either figured it out, or like I'm still thinking about it, but like from like a third person point of view, like I'm not dealing with it. It's not in me. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
It's like it's there.
When you wrote it,
looking out.
When you wrote it, that was exactly how you felt at that time. And if you're looking at it differently, like you said, third point of view, you're kind of like, okay.
Like why was that happening and stuff like that?
Because there's times. I mean, there's times where you do gotta take a step back, and it's hard when you're in that situation. Yeah. Let's just say it's a tough time. Yeah. You're going through it. Yeah. It's hard to take yourself out of your own shoes and put yourself into someone else's. Yeah. Because naturally, me personally, like for example, I don't do that. No. I go to a friend or a family member. Hey, I'm having this problem. I explain it to them. They give me an advice. Yeah. That may be good advice. It may not. Yeah. I don't know because I'm gonna go ahead and take it because I'm desperate. I want something that is gonna help me. If you told me to do something stupid, I'm gonna do it because I think it's gonna help me, right? But if I write it down and again, like you said, look at it maybe later on a third point of view and be like, okay, if I'm at my sober mindset now, saying I'm happy. I'm looking at it. What would I tell myself? All right. Yeah. I kind of look at it like that. What would I tell myself at that moment personally? Because nobody knows yourself better than you.
Exactly. So. Yeah. I mean, because at least for me, like I'll say, like I talk to myself, like in the like, it's such a fucking weird thing. I forgot when the fuck we spoke about it, but I was like, I speak to myself as if like it's a fucking vlog or like a documentary. Okay. Like I'll look in my room, I have a mirror. Right. And just if I'm doing something like making a video or some shit, I'll like look to the mirror, like at myself as if that's a camera. So I speak to myself like that. So I'm kind of viewing it like I view shit a lot like outside of myself. Like it's happening to like my body, but like my inner self is like kind of like that. Yeah, just like a third person point of view. Like it's happening to this body. Like that's not me.
Like your spirit, like your
type of thing. I can react to it and figuring out how to react to that. Like back to the stoicism type of thing, where it's like just figuring out how to react and like, just that like stuff's happening to you, not or I don't know what the fuck the saying is, like at you, not to you.
Right. Yeah.
Shit, right. But I think it is just a lot of that of just like figuring out why I feel a certain way. Like what should I do about it? What's the best way of doing like going about it and like either changing it or just like
I mean like I say you just gotta take a step back sometimes and look at it, give yourself some time too. Yeah. Because everybody knows that you're mad, you're not in your best mindset. You're not when you're sad, you're not in your best mindset. You don't think straight. Yeah. Immediately when you're pissed off or you're upset, you think of the worst. Yeah. Right? I mean, you never think.
I mean, like with the road rage, like with the road rage, like
I get pissed all the time.
I truly don't get any road. Like somebody can fully cut me off, and I just like laugh.
Just keep smiling.
It truly is like no. Yesterday, somebody fully almost rammed into me. Like I was like dead ass traffic, like stop traffic. Right. And this person was speeding straight to me, and I almost hit the one in front of me, so I kind of swerved away. But this person like fully swerved into the goddamn like the safety or whatever, and she was like side by side to me. Like she went that far that she was like right beside to me, and I just kind of looked over and like kind of chuckled at her, and we just kept going.
Yeah, in accidents happen.
Accidents,
and that was my biggest thing too. Like I had now again, not all of them are accidents. When someone cuts you off, honestly, personally, 95% of the time when someone cuts me off, they're just trying to be a dick, or they're hauling ass and they got somewhere to go. Now, since again, like we were talking about, I try to really take a step back and just breathe. Yeah. Okay? Will me chasing them down the highway going 100 miles an hour result in anything good, bro? Yeah. Will it like maybe nothing happens and I think okay, it's good to do it again another day.
Yeah.
No, like because that one time, I mean, it only takes one day going 100 miles an hour and wrong one on a little turn or someone slams on the brakes, I'm in the ditch or I'm dead, right? So I really try to put myself like, wait a minute, is it worth it? Like, yeah, they're being dumb, they're idiots, but should I be one with them? No. You know, that's what I really try to frame myself.
And then like even further back of like saying they're dumb or idiots, it's like something happened to them. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
you're right.
Like even further back, we're like you could keep going of like something happened to them that they can't deal with, or like
and the reason why they're what they're doing, and it's like
the reason why they're being a dick, or the reason like,
and I don't see that exactly. Yeah, I get it.
So it's like going even further back. It's like
it's like are they rushing to the hospital right now because someone really got into a bad accident or something? They gotta go, and I'm thinking, oh, they're just being dickheads. They're late to work. Let me just go chase them and whoop their ass. Like, yeah, I mean, there's I mean, who really knows? Yeah, it's never happened to me. Like I've never cut someone off because of that. But I'm just saying, like, I mean, it's true. Stuff like that happens. You got to take stuff like that in consideration. Or another thing I was thinking too is nowadays, someone cuts you off and you go chase them down the road. I mean, everybody's strapped. It's Texas. Everybody's strapped, right? You can't. Yeah, I am too. But it's like you can't. We're not gonna see on the highway 175 sitting here and getting a gunfight.
Yeah.
You know, like that's odds of that happening is not. You know,
it's not zero.
It's not zero, bro.
Yeah.
It's not guaranteed none. So.
No, with that shit, I'm not. I don't give a like if somebody cuts me off and like they're expecting a reaction, I truly like I'm okay.
Like they're like looking to see if you're pissed.
Yeah, like I'll feel them looking at me. Like those speed past me, I see them looking at me. I'm like I don't give I truly don't give a fuck. Like it's okay.
Well, like inside my soul, I'm feeling like but again, like you said, my physical reaction's got to be less angry, less hateful. You know, I cuss them out. I'll let you know, shit. My stuff's all tinted out, right? The windshield's all tinted. They can't see me. I'm over here like, oh, fuck you. Like, oh, I wish we were on the side. You know what I'm saying? But realistically, I get it. It's something shit's cut out. You know, I don't need to do all that. Cause
it's just, just like slowly trying to figure that shit out.
I mean, really just simple, just trying to be a better person no matter what happens to you. Like, it's my goal. You know, you can have good, fun times without being a bad person. I've seen.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, I guess so. Jacob never came.
Shit, we're going on 38 minutes.
38 minutes. This is like a full. This could be a full episode. Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Man, I don't know.
Is the you have a truck, right?
I have two, but one of them is what we bring to our truck shows.
Oh, okay.
One of them. I have one.
Is there an event coming up? Do that, you know?
Jacob, when's our next truck show? It's in September? Or
August 26th.
August 26th.
So, unfortunately, August 26th is the day I start my vacation. I'll be gone for a week. I'll be on a cruise. On a Saturday, I'll be driving down to Galveston. Yeah, right? Hopefully not. But August 26th, I'll be going out on my cruise. So, I won't be able to make it. But I think the next one is in September. And if not, then it's definitely OTM. With October Truck Madness, which they moved from Houston up to Fort Worth, so that'll be really cool to go to.
Okay. So. I did a video talking about like Oak Cliff's like market or whatever, and I included the lowrider shit, and like I got the main guy, I think his name is like Mark or whatever, him to repost it. He commented on it, and then they reposted it on the website, and I had a fuck ton of like cholo ass like like people following me and shit like that. So that's pretty cool. And then I didn't show you, but like just finding people within that community is like pretty badass. And
for sure. And like naturally, like people get a bad name, like they see like a lower truck or a lower like a low rider. You know, they're like they're part of the gang, like there's some cholos. Some were pretty chill, bro. Like I mean, like I've met a lot of people. I'm like, oh shit, they're like neck to toe tattooed, like oh man, they're about to whoop my ass. Like
but they're like about their family, but they're about their family,
bro. They're like a lot of them are really family oriented, and some of them are, but a lot of them are family oriented, which is really really cool because a lot of people do get bad, or groups, clubs, stuff like that get bad names on them, and personally, me being in not necessarily one of those, but being in one, I can tell you right now, a lot of us are not. I mean, a lot of us do, with the exception of me, that we have families, and I can feel for them, and I can see that we're not. It's not like that, you know. They really are there to start either a culture or be there for the family or just simply enjoy a hobby. I mean, really, nowadays it's hard to with the financial situations of the world, essentially, it's hard to just find a hobby that's good for the family, or to go out and enjoy a day somewhere and see, family or friends. So it's hard nowadays.
Yeah, that is tough. But yeah, so this is episode 21. This will keep on rolling them out on a schedule, and we'll see. We'll try to do one at an event. See if we do it at the next event, or sure. Just like little clips and add it to the channel. But yeah, thank you for watching. Catch you on the next one.